Okay, my name is Crystal Dumas, and this is a interview for my interviewing and observational strategies course. This is a mock interview with my husband. The scenario that we're going over is he is feeling bad about the fact that he didn't get a promotion when he felt like he should have gotten one at work, and we're going to be talking about confrontational skills dealing with that. I want to apologize right now. I am still getting over being sick, so if I cough, I apologize. Additionally, we would be going over the assessments at the beginning, so I would have had forms for him to sign out, informed consent, confidentiality forms. So all of that would have been covered at the beginning of the session. That being said, we're going to go ahead and go into the interview now. All right. Thank you, Mike, for coming in to see me. I understand that you're coming in because you are having some problems at work. Would you care to elaborate a little bit on that for me, please?
How do I put this mildly? I got screwed over.
Okay.
I've been busting up for 5 years. I got myself cross-trained to be a cook. I come in. I'm doing scheduling. I'm doing rotations, the station rotations for the servers. I'm breaking the cooks, and I'm the one that's pulling double duty when, Saturday nights when the diner's crazy.
Okay.
And when it came time for promotion to supervisor, it went to the boss's girlfriend. Oh, I can't say that. I don't know that she's his girlfriend.
Okay.
But they spend a lot of time together off hours.
Okay. So you're not sure that they're dating, but you're suspecting that they're dating?
I'm really suspecting they're dating.
Do you know what her qualifications for the job was?
Well, I haven't seen her resume or anything. She said she has years of experience. I don't see it. She's a bartender and a server, and to me it appears that most of the time she can barely handle her station, much less any other extra duties.
Okay. Going into it, what are your qualifications for the job?
Well, I've been working at this particular restaurant for 6 years.
Okay.
I started off as a host. Was a host for a year. I've been a server for 4 years. Spent a year as a line cook, and now I've been going back and forth as the restaurant needs. I'm already pretty much running the shift when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I already got keys to the building. I'm already doing drawer pulls.
Okay. Then the next question is, you said that she's having trouble on her shift. Do you know if she's ever been written up for any of the problems that she's been having on her shifts?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Would the problems that she's having, would anybody else be written up for them?
Maybe.
So she's not having extraordinarily difficult times, just not as much as you would like?
She's not really doing anything wrong that I can see. Just doesn't seem to me a wise idea to put someone in charge of a shift that needs help to run her section.
Okay. Now, when it comes back to your thoughts on the two of them dating, have you actually asked the boss if they were dating?
No.
Have you thought about asking?
Briefly, I don't really think it'd be appropriate. For the life of me, I can't see what good it would do.
Does your company have any policies against employees fraternizing?
Yes, there are policies against fraternization between supervisor and direct supervise.
Mm-hmm. Have you thought about going to your skipping a line where the boss hired you?
The thought has crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm torn. I don't really know if I should do that.
Okay. Did you ask your boss that was the hiring manager why he didn't hire you? Like what you could have done better for the next round?
No, I haven't spoken to him about it yet.
Okay. Would that be an option that you'd be willing to take?
To ask him about it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really don't know how to phrase the question. It's like, excuse me, would you like to pay me $14 an hour for what I'm already doing instead of paying her to do the job that I'm going to be doing for her? I don't know how to politely put that.
Okay. Well, what options do you feel you do have at this time?
At this point, not many.
Okay. How does that make you feel?
Frustrated, resigned.
Okay.
I'm thinking of quitting.
Okay. Have you ever thought about, taking your anger and frustration out on anybody at work? Or on yourself?
Mostly on people at work, and I think about it. It crosses my mind.
Okay, and if you were to do that, how would that come out? What kind of actions would you take?
Well, when I say it's crossing my mind, it's not in a very realistic sense. But yes, I have flashes of taking I have flashes in my mind of taking a certain someone who, maybe got a promotion over me. Maybe, because they're banging the boss, and maybe, maybe smashing your head in the deep fryer a couple of times, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Okay,
so, if that's not what you do, what would you do instead? Because obviously that's not a healthy
Well, exactly.
legal alternative.
Well, I didn't say I'm going to do it.
Right. So what would you do to get rid of the anger and frustration? What action are you currently taking to try and alleviate that?
Well, I find myself withholding aid from her in running her station.
Okay.
When I'm cooking, I find myself a little less inclined to hurry on anything that she says needs to rush on.
Okay.
I also find myself less inclined when the boss calls up and says he needs somebody to cover a shift desperately to tell him, well, call your girlfriend.
Okay. Now, are there any other opportunities with other stores that you could apply with to get promoted into a similar position?
Possibly,
Okay.
but how do I put this? It's a very small community. And in my line of work, restaurant managers, there's such a high turnover rate in restaurants that it's really hard to go to a restaurant. If you've been working in a restaurant for multiple years, it's really hard to go anywhere and not run into somebody that you know, or somebody that you met, or somebody that you worked with, or someone that you covered a shift with at some point in time.
Okay.
If you get a reputation of being someone who's a pain to handle, or someone who's difficult to manage, or someone who, let's say he's a prima donna, doesn't get a promotion, and storms off the job and quits, it's kind of hard to get a foothold anywhere else.
Okay. Well, how long have you been at this company?
At this point, 6 years.
Okay. How many of these positions have you applied for?
This was the second time
Okay.
I've tried for a promotion.
The first time, did you feel like it was a valid...
The first time, I don't think I was ready for it the first time.
Okay.
But the first time, I do feel they had a valid reason for maybe not promoting me.
Okay.
I don't think I was ready, and more to the point, I think that it would see, I work graveyard shift, and it's really hard to find guys to work graveyard shift.
Okay.
As a manager, they don't run managers on the graveyard shift. They don't want to pay somebody $14 an hour to work a fairly dead shift.
Okay.
At the same time, as you can see, I'm a really large guy. So on graveyard shift, a big guy who does his work without prompting, if you have a big guy that can discourage trouble and does everything he's supposed to do, that's gold.
Okay.
And I kind of backed off on getting the promotions because on that promotion, I kind of backed off because I didn't like the idea of going to swing shift or day shift and leaving my ladies without
Protected.
any kind of backup. Yeah.
Okay. How long ago was that particular job that you didn't get compared to this one?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
But like I said, it's a different story. I really feel it's a different story now.
Okay.
You got to understand, for the last 2 years since I got cross-trained as a cook, if a cook calls in sick, they call Mike.
Okay.
If someone calls in sick, they call Mike. If the manager's sick, they call Mike.
Okay.
The manager locked her keys in the office. We got to get Mike in here. I don't have a day off anymore.
Okay.
I'm on call.
So now, going back to what you said a little bit ago, you said that one of the options that you had that you were thinking of was quitting, yet you had also then said that other people in the industry, word would get around and you were afraid of getting a bad rep. So if quitting isn't an option, what options do you feel like you currently have in this situation?
Well, I don't know. I could quit.
Okay.
It would just more than likely end up with me perhaps changing career choices or career paths.
Okay. Is that something you've thought about before?
Yes.
What would you change your career path to?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I like what I do. I'm happy with what I do.
Okay. I would recommend not having a career change if you're happy with what you're currently doing.
Oh, I love my job. I just don't like some of the pendejos that are in charge. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So if you don't,
Pendejo is Spanish for idiot.
and you were Hispanic, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that maybe being Hispanic was part of the reason that you may not have gotten the job?
No.
Okay.
I can honestly say that race was not an issue.
Okay. I'm just checking because sometimes that can be something to think about. Okay, so then I guess you're back to the options of maybe either A, doing nothing, B, quitting, or C, confronting your boss. Those seem to be the three. And by confronting your boss, it would be either your immediate boss or the one above you. When it comes to this situation, those are your three options, I think, that you're down to. Are any of those ones you're comfortable with?
Well, I don't. Honestly, on this one, I don't know how to approach it where it won't sound like sour grapes.
Okay.
And I don't want to be perceived as one of those guys.
One of
Everybody knows somebody who doesn't get the job. They want to raise hell about it. They want to talk trash and down talk the other person.
yeah.
And nobody likes those guys.
Well, one of the ways that you can approach it that would be more of a what you can do better is simply not why did you hire her over me, but what can I do to better myself for the next round? Maybe get some feedback in by sliding in the back door. And then that would do one of two things. One is you're not coming at it from an aggressive point of view. And then two, you really might be getting some decent feedback on how you can actually improve and get the promotion next time. Does that sound like something you could do?
There does sound like wisdom in that.
Okay.
At this point, wouldn't that mean that I'm validating the decision you made?
Yes and no. We can talk more about that next time because we are out of time right now. But when you come back, we can go over that more in detail if you'd like. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Well, thank you for coming.